Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Daily Race C here at Monza. Starting off, you have me in pole position. This was probably one of my better races. I'm pretty sure I won this one. So I'm just trialing this now, this commentary, to see how we go. So I believe that is an Aston Martin sitting behind me. They are very quick in a straight line, those Aston Martins. So the Subaru doesn't sort of have the top end speed, but it is very quick through the corners. So we have this little auto drive here as we approach the start line, sitting at 80 k's an hour, and we are off. We have a very long straight here down to the first chicane, and the closer you get to that chicane, the more you can feel your backside tightening up, because you never know what's going to happen. So the Aston Martin's gaining very quickly due to being in my slipstream. We go hard onto the brakes into the first chicane, get a little nudge, which is pretty common, and we make it through there pretty cleanly. So as we've got another long straight here with a sweeping right-hander. Again, the Aston Martin's just sitting off to there, approaching ever so slightly, getting closer and closer. I figure at this point it's better if he wants to get past him to just let him pass, because there's no way I'm going to match him in a straight line. So a little deep on the brakes there. Nearly thought I was going to get a penalty for that, but nope. And the Aston Martin dropped back a little bit. We've got two right-handers here. So it's very important to get a good run out of these two, because then you're into another long straight. And you can sacrifice a lot of speed if you don't get the line right around there. So the Aston Martin, I think, is sitting at about 1.5 seconds behind at the moment. So I've managed to pull a bit of a lead over him, which is handy down these straights. Now this chicane is probably the hardest on the circuit to get right. You've only just got to go a fraction wide over this one and you'll get done for ignoring the track limits. And you want to be carrying as much speed as possible through there, so that way you get another good run down this straight. So as we come down here, we brake just past the 50-metre marker, I believe that is. Slow it down to about 130 k's. Back hard on the accelerator, and away we go. And once again, I've managed to pull a bit more time on the Aston Martin. So that is lap one done. This particular daily race, you have to use two different tyres. You have to use the mediums and the hards. There's no set limit for how many laps you have to do on each. So my strategy was just to start on the hards, do about 5 laps on that, pit in, change to the mediums, and finish on the mediums. So once again, we come around this right-hander, approaching up to the second chicane, hard on the brakes, down to second gear, accelerate out. So I think I'm now up to nearly 3 seconds in front of the Aston Martin, so I've managed to get a bit of time over him. So at the moment it's just getting into a rhythm, keeping a smooth line, putting in some consistent lap times, just trying to keep it, trying not to lose any time to the car in second, but not gain any time either, because I don't know what tyre this guy's on behind me either. He could be on the mediums for all I know. So again, down into the chicane, just feather the accelerator, accelerate out hard. As we come down to the final right-hander again, once again watching for the 2 cones on the left, and we brake just past that. Down to third, down again to about 130, 140 k's. Hit the accelerator hard and drive out of the corner across the finish line again for the second, to complete the second lap. So another big long run. See, the Subaru's sort of peaking at about 260, whereas most other cars peak at about 270. So it does lack the straight line speed, but it is quite good through the corners. So we're still holding that sort of 2.5, 3 second advantage over the rest of the field. As we come up to the second chicane once again, we go hard on the brakes. Throw it to the left, throw it back to the right, try not to hit the accelerator too early, otherwise you'll end up facing the way you've just come from. I can never get the line right through that corner. Always sit just a fraction wide. But this one I can nail pretty well. So the tyre wear is set to 9, so every lap that we do around here, it's adding 9 laps of wear to the tyres. So the tyres are deteriorating as with each lap that we do. So round to the left, round to the right, then back round to the left again, trying not to cut that last chicane too much, otherwise we'll cop a half-second penalty. So again, down to this sweeping right-hander, hard on the brakes. Then there'll be an orange bit of fence there, that's normally where I hit the accelerator. A good place to accelerate out of the corner. And across the line we go for a 1:51. And I've just had my fastest lap beaten by 3rd place, but then he's got a draft to sit with if he's sitting behind 2nd place. So that was probably a little bit slow through there. Probably came in a bit hard on the brakes and slowed it up a bit too much, which then sacrifices your top speed coming round here. Up into 6. Once again, we go hard on the brakes. Throw it to the left. Throw it to the right. Oh, I thought that was going to be another penalty too, but nope. See, that was a better line through there than the last lap, being able to carry a bit more speed. Down to 3rd, use as much of the curb as possible. Hard on the accelerator. Those 2 yellow squares that you saw back there is the penalty line, so if you get served with a penalty, that's where you'll serve it. Your car will automatically slow down. And if you hit the wall hard enough here, you'll get a 5-second penalty for a barrier contact. So a little bit ambitious out of there. I think I'll lose a bit of time here to 2nd place. So the strategy tyre-wise with this was to start on the hards, do about 4 or 5 laps on them, depending on how they were going to wear, then switch and finish on the mediums, with having a one-stop strategy. Fuel consumption was set to 2, so there was no need to take on fuel, as I had about 15 laps at the start of 15 laps worth of fuel at the start of the race. So we go hard on the brakes, slow it down to about 70 k's an hour. Accelerate out. Come around that sweeping right-hander, trying to hug that inside curve, take the shortest line possible. Throw it to the left, throw it to the right. Knock that cone out of the way that someone's put there. Down to 3rd. Better line again through there. Down to 3rd again. Could probably take a little bit more curb on that one. Once again, keep trying to take the shortest line possible. So we're down to one-ish seconds. So I've lost a bit of time to the car behind me. Is that a... Yep, see, you cut the curb just a little bit too much and you get served with a penalty. Fortunately, it's only half a second, so it's no real big deal. Hard on the brakes, swing it round. Hit the accelerator at that orange marker. Then keep to the far right here to pull into the pits. So selecting the mediums. No fuel. A couple of others decide to pit as well, so I pull out in second place. With about a 5-second gap to first. See him just up ahead there. So now the chase is on. Can I catch him before he decides to pit? Round to the left, round to the right, cutting it awfully fine there, but no penalty. I still have to serve this one from the previous lap. So there he is, just up ahead. I can see him. Just getting a sniff in on him. Bit slidey coming out of there, probably due to cold tyres. Penalty served. Hard on the brakes, round to the left, round to the right, back round to the left. Just see him up ahead. Can I bridge that gap a bit before he pulls into the pits? So I'm thinking at this point he might be on the mediums. And I have seen a few strategies where they race right to the end on the mediums and then pit on the last lap on the hards. So that way they only do one lap. Hard on the brakes, pulling it up. Hard on the accelerator, get that drive out of there. I don't know why, but I love having I find that the cones are a much better indicator of braking points rather than using the markers. And yet some people, when you put videos like this up and they see that you've got the cone markers on, will just tear shreds off you. Oh, it's not real racing if you've got the cone markers on, blah blah blah. I'm like, what does it matter? You know, who cares? If it helps you be a better driver, then do what you got to do. You don't need to bring other people down for it. Throw it to the left, throw it to the right, throw it back round to the left again. I think that gap's come down a little bit from when I first pulled out of the pits. Even if he is on the hards with 9 times wear, that car must be feeling like it's driving on ice at the moment. It must be slipping and sliding all over the place. So, yeah, I mean, the fastest lap of the race so far has been on 1 minute 50. Nearly a 151, and I'm sort of averaging 151 and a half thereabouts, so not that far off the pace. Putting in consistent lap times other than the 2 pit stops. Oh, sorry, the 1 pit stop, the 2 laps that it cancels out because of the pit stop. So I think we're just approaching, got him just under 4 seconds now, so I've gained a bit over a second on him in 2 laps. All the while his tyres must be deteriorating something shocking. So if you don't have your pit stop, it is a 20-second penalty. Or if you pit and go from mediums to mediums, it's a 20-second penalty. You have to use both compounds. Which some people might seem to think that you lose more time in the pits than what the penalty's worth. So it is actually better to take the penalty, but I mean, in this circuit you're in and out in 14-15 seconds, so you're coming out 5 seconds on the top if you do your pit stop. But with other circuits like Laguna Seca, it can take you 40 odd seconds to get in, get changed and get out again. So we're on lap 9, there's only this lap and one more to go, so he must be pulling in at the end of this lap and doing one lap on the hards, and if I can bridge that gap just a little bit more, then we should be sweet. See him up ahead, we're down to just under 3.5 seconds from 5. So if I can get a good run out of these next couple of chicanes, because he'll have to be braking seriously early to be able to get that car around there. So now I think we're just under 3 seconds now, so we've made up nearly half a second. I can almost smell the exhaust coming off his car. Yeah, as I said at the beginning, these Aston Martins are very fast in a straight line. I'm not sure which one he's in though. There's the V12 Vantage, which obviously has a V12 engine in it, and then there's the DBR I think it is, DBRS maybe, which was added in the last update. And that actually won Le Mans in the Group 3 category a couple of years back. So yeah, they're very fast cars to contend with. There's not many that can keep up with them in a straight line. Subaru's definitely not one of them. So he's going to pull away from me on the straights, but I'm going to catch up to him on the corners. So now he's going to cop a 20-second penalty at the end of the race because he hasn't made his compulsory pit stop. So all I have to do now is stay with him and not drop more than 20 seconds behind him, and the win is mine. So we're down to 1.5 seconds roughly. So it is a big sigh of relief when you know you don't have to push anymore to catch up. You can just sit there and just run with them rather than trying to get past them. So whether he was aware of the compulsory tyre change or whether he just decided to go, bugger it, see if I can do it without stopping, yeah, I don't know. But either way, as long as I don't mess it up between here and the finish line, this one is in the bag. So come down this straight here for the last time. Got to be careful when you're riding right on the back of cars like this, because you get stuck in their dirty air and you lose downforce. And then when you lose downforce, your car wants to understeer. So you're going to try and find that sweet spot where you can be in their draft, but just not still be getting the right amount of downforce. So I had to dive up on the brakes to see if I could outbrake him, but apparently not. Doesn't matter anyway because the winner's mine, because he'll get a 20-second penalty here, and he slows down right at the finish line. And that is that, 20 seconds. So we'll wait for the next few cars to cross the line. Yep, third place gets a 20-second penalty. So the car that was in fourth is now in second. So how many other penalties? So it looks like there's quite a few who didn't do their compulsory stop or didn't use the hard tyres. So that is Group Daily Race C in the Group 3 cars. Very entertaining race. And yeah, my best result so far. So we'll see you next time.